landslide that we had to go up and over. Taking off from Durong Ding this morning, headed to Yamphudin. The last really long day, could be up to 9 hours, something like that. And didn't get too much sleep last night. There was a little bit of a local party going on, but yeah, should have some. Supposed to be steep up to Yamphudin, and some rock slides that we got to go above. Fun fact: every time I hear the town Yamphudin, I think yam pudding, and I don't even know if yam pudding is actually a thing, but it sounds like it would be delicious. Really moving through some dense rainforest today, passing a lot of moss and ferns, and even some, surprisingly, some berry bushes, a ton of berry bushes with small raspberries growing on them. I didn't try them, but apparently Sam says they're delicious. Somebody has a berry problem and cannot help but stop and eat every single berry she sees, even if it's like 2 months after berry season. As you can see by my beard, this trek has aged me about 25 years. But no worries. When I get back to Kathmandu, I'm gonna have to see my buddy Deepak get squared away. Basically go up to avoid a landslide, and then it's like straight down. So the weird thing is, in this area there's a lot of big trees, but they're all dead. So I don't know if there's some sort of like parasitic beetle or fungus or something that's killing all these big trees. Finally got a glimpse of this landslide that we're avoiding. Almost there. Just got to go a little further up and over, but as you can see, it's pretty treacherous down there. Clouds are rolling in, and technically, though we're in the hills, we're not on a mountain. I think if you're above the clouds or in the clouds, that counts as a mountain for me. Man, this landslide is absolutely massive. Just keep going up and up, moving further east. It feels like we're climbing all the way to Sikkim, India to cross this thing. I mean, it is just massive. Giant scar in the earth here. Finally made it up and over this landslide. We're on top of it right now. We're actually on the ridge line of this hill, quote unquote hill. Call it a mountain. See from this angle the vantage point of that landslide that we had to go up and over to the top of this, and then down this ridge line to where we are now. Now a little bit more incline, and surprisingly there's a tea house up here. So the lone tea house there on the cliffside actually wasn't too expensive. I had 2 packs of biscuits with peanut butter for 150 rupees. Sam had 2 packs of ramen noodles for 150 each, so 300. So the total damage was 450 rupees. And now we are Looks like primarily descending, possibly for 4 or 5 hours descending down to Yamphudin. And if they have yam pudding in Yamphudin, it's gonna be a great day. So it looks like the bridge broke off in there, but somehow they have salvaged a portion of it. Not too bad. Not exactly sure what's going on here. It's something you'll see a lot of. 2 bridges next to each other. You see this a lot in Nepal. Not sure what's going on with this one over here. This other one looks way more sketchy, but it is what it is. Oh, this one feels sketchy. That was the craziest one yet.
That was sketchy.
That was sketchy as hell. Well, made it to Yamphudin. Nearly 10-hour day, 9 hours 45 minutes. We stopped for half an hour at that tea shop, so 9 hours and 15 minutes. Longest day of the trek for me with the big bag. Other long days I had Sam's day pack, so I'm absolutely beat. It was a rough day. 2 more days left of the trek, and after today I'm sorry to say I'm looking forward to it being over. I'm looking forward to this day being over. Man, it was brutal. Well, good night's sleep here in Yamphudin. Waking up feeling refreshed. Yesterday was a rough day. But this is a beautiful little village here, high up on the banks of this river. Nice brand new lodge we stayed in last night. Just give you a little taste of the village here. So it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. We're finally back into some temperatures that aren't as cold. Didn't need the extra blanket last night. The sleeping bag was fine. So we're definitely in that tropical vibe again. So no fleece, no jacket, no wool hat necessary. So today we're headed to Khewang, and I believe it's supposed to take like anywhere between 4 and 6 hours. So hopefully it'll only take us about 5, something like that. Feeling rejuvenated after a good restful sleep last night. Good dal bhat here. And Sam's settling up with the bill right now. The damage was $2,200, so that's a little less than $22 for some really good dal bhat. We had some ginger, hot water with ginger. With that, I had a Coke when we got here. It was $2 for the Coke. And then we had some Tibetan bread and coffee for breakfast. Side note on that Coke, I'm packing out the plastic bottle with me because anything like that, wrappers, plastic bottles, cans, anything like that, if you don't take it with you, it's either going to get burned or thrown in the river. So stuff like that, when you're out in this remote area, they're burning their garbage if they're doing anything with it. So make sure that try to eat local, sustainable stuff that doesn't have packaging on it. Otherwise, you're just contributing to the air pollution.
Don't buy a Coke.
Among the cardamom fields again. Another sign that we have dropped substantial elevation here and are back in this, getting closer to the Terai. drawbacks of these narrow jungle trails is there seems to be, a bunch of stinging nettle. We encountered some of that yesterday. Sam got stung, and I got just a little bit on my knee, but you got to keep an eye out for it, because even through the long pants, it got me. First road we've seen in about 2 weeks, so that'll make at least part of this journey a little easier. Been going for about 3.5 hours now, but just stopped this little spot here to get some tea. Like we're coming into Khewang here, and this looks like the biggest town since Gunsa. Might even be bigger than Gunsa, which could mean hot shower. I'm definitely hungry though, ready for some dal bhat, or maybe they've got some other things on the menu that might be good. All right, made it to the tea house that we're staying at here in Khewang. Pretty nice little town. They got a nice soccer field out front, which also doubles as a helicopter landing pad apparently. Hopefully gonna get some veg momos or some chow mein or something, because we have not eaten really anything since breakfast, so pretty hungry. So let's see, it took us exactly 6 hours to get here from what was that other place called? Oh, Yamphudin. And in case you were curious, Yamphudin, no yam pudding at all. So it was a disappointing arrival, although we did have some good showering in Yamphudin and put on clean clothes. So the clothes we wore today were the first clean clothes we put on in like 12 days. So I think tomorrow may be the last day of walking, but you never know. We'll see what happens. Good morning from Khewang. After a lovely stay in Khewang, we are headed today to Hapu Kola, which should be our last day of walking, about 4 or 5 hours to Hapu Kola. Stay one night there, then we're going to catch a jeep to, I can't pronounce the name properly, it's like Biritamore or Biratamore, something like that, where we catch the night bus to Kathmandu. And then our journey has finally come to an end, and what a crazy journey it's been. We left Kathmandu on November 6th. Today is November 27th. Almost a month of adventure here in the Himalayas and the foothills of the Himalayas, the ginormous foothills of the Himalayas, where we had to go up crazy landslides and hike up into the clouds, and it's been an unforgettable journey. And today, probably more hiking through cardamom fields and rice fields and more of that jungle vibe, probably transitioning down more into that flat Terai grassland area, but not sure yet if we're going to get there. Maybe after the Jeep, we'll transition to that. So the bill for the food was $23.40. That was the 2 chow meins, the 2 dal bhats. And we had the Tibetan bread and some coffee this morning, so not too bad. Looks like we may end up averaging out less than $100 per day, so that's good news.
Infamous.